party people, it is Randy, Thunder Horse Ascendant. I'm here today with Project 2. Project 2 from Bargain Bead Box, Mystic Moonrise. We're going to do a couple little necklaces today. We are going to be using the agates and the labs, I guess. That's what we got going on. We're going to do a front toggle and a back toggle. So there we go. So we'll get 2 little necklaces today. So let's get down to the mat, get this party started. All right, party people, here's our little designs. So these are just going to be little strung necklaces. We are going to be utilizing the Lapis. I have these here in the bag. And let's just pull those out. One we're going to do, looks like we were going to do one in the front, one in the back. Let's just see what we got going on here. Zoom, 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 zoom. All right. So we got our 2 toggles. We got our 2 pendants. So basically, we got our 2 little necklaces. These are going to be so cute, you guys. Okay, so let's get our pendants ready to go. So that's all ready, and then we'll jump into the rest of it. First things first, little pendants. Now, we could do a couple of things here. We could do wire wrapping on these, but I think I'm going to look at the hole. I think I'm going to try to just use a jump ring. I don't know if I have one small enough. Let me look what I got here. And if I do, then we'll use that. And if not, then we'll probably have to wire wrap it. So, that one is a little bit thick. I think I'm thinking all these are going to be the same gauge. So, excuse me. Yeah. So it looks like jump ring is not an option for us. Maybe this one. No. Alright, so let's move on to wire. Now, the only issue that could possibly arise with the wire situation is obviously, I don't think I have any flat wire down here. I have half round in gold. Are we using? Yeah, we're using red bronze. Okay. So, I do have this 20 gauge, but even that is a little bit, perhaps, questionable. Alright, so I'm going to be using 22 gauge in this copper color, and I'm just going to wire wrap with it. I might want to do some fun stuff, so I'm going to get a little longer piece than I might need. And I'm just going to put that in there. Okay. I'm going to go to about the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my finger to kind of guide down this X. Okay. Then I'm going to take my chain nose and I'm going to bend this right where the X is. So I kind of get this situation. a lot of different ways that you could wrap these. It is completely up to you, but I'm just going to go one over the other. And I'm just going to wrap down towards my plier. And I'm just kind of straightening everything up there. So here we are. So now I'm just going to do the top. And now I think I'm going to wrap around all this just to give it a little bit of razzle dazzle. Now just poke that in there, and then I'm going to take this and kind of scooch it up to the top. And I'm just adjusting as I see fit. This is going to be my front. It just looks like a little wire wrapped guy. So there we go. Now I'm going to show you on this one how to do it a little bit different. So I'm going to go in with some more of this 22. I'm going to go not quite to the middle. Okay. And instead of doing the X, I'm just going to utilize these as though they are one wire, using both, and create some bunny ears. Come around to the other side. And I'm going to wrap. Now on this one, I'm going to wrap around. I've got a little bit of a hoopla here. Wrap around to the front, and I'm going to go all the way to the front, like this. So all the way to the side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this long one, and I'm going to create a little spiral on it. So I'm going to cut it flush. And I'm going to start with a simple loop till it touches itself. Take my chain nose, and I'm just going to start creating this little spiral. Now I may like this, I may not. We'll see how I feel in the end. This one, this one doesn't have as much, like the stone is a little bit, you know, it's not as cool as the other one. So I'm doing this for a little bit of decoration. So when we're doing this, you are moving the wire okay. This one might bend a little bit long, but here we are. because I got quite the spiral going here. Okay, now what I'm going to do in the back is I'm just going to trim off this extra wire that we don't need. I'm going to tuck him in. Okay, so this is what I have. I'm going to bring this around back to the front, covering up that wire that I just cut off. Okay, get him where I want him. And then you can do one of two things. You could push it down or you could push it up. I like the stone, so I'm going to push it up. So push them in with your finger. That just looks like something a little bit decorative on there. You know? There we go. So now I'm just going to make sure this wire in the back is in there where I want it without squishing too much stuff. You might have to do a little bit of adjusting as you're moving these wires around and tighten them up. But for the most part, we should be good. Okay, so there we have two different little pendants. And now, let's start with this one. This is the lab, and I think I'm going to put this one with the lab because this one is a little bit lighter and this one's a little more dark, has darker spots, so I'm going to put that with the darker blue. So now we're going to need our toggle, and this one we will do as doesn't really matter, the back toggle, I guess is what we'll do. Now we are going to have to add some spacers of some sorts because these are 15-inch strands, so we're going to end up with a 15-inch necklace, so we're going to have to add in a couple little spacers. So let me see. What I got here. Now you can use metal spacers, you could use some seed beads, you could even use some crystals if you wanted to. Completely up to you. I think I might want to use some seed beads. Let me see what I got here. Four, 5, and then a blue spacer. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and blue spacer. I think that's pretty cute. Okay, so that's what I'm going to end up doing. And then I think what's going to happen is as we run out of lapis, if we run out before we get to the top, we're going to end up just filling in with seed beads at the top for spacage, right? So I think it's going to be okay. Now, the other option would be to put more seed beads here as you're going, like maybe instead of 1 you put 3. But I didn't want to, because the color, I didn't want to put too much because I want the lapis to really shine through them. When they're next to each other, they really shine off each other. So that's what we got going on. So I'm going to complete this side and then I'll meet you back when I'm done with the side. Alright, party people, here we are back at the top. And this is what I've done. I have 10 seed beads here and 10 seed beads here, which gives me 18 inches. Plus we're going to have our doings over here with the findings. So we're going to probably end up being about 19 inches. Okay guys, so I'm just going to crimp on here. Now, I had to step away from the 1.5s. I don't know what's going on there, but they are not working for me today. So I moved to a crimp bead. Okay. It looks good. No problems. Okay, I'll trim that off. I'll pull this down. And we are going to cover him up with a bead cover. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that side right now because I'm fixing to do the other side, and then I don't want to be there to be any extra stuff going on. Oak. So we got that side done. Now over to this side. Okay, so like I said, I had to switch over to a bead because I couldn't get my little tubes to work for me at this particular moment in time. So I'm going with crimp bead. And also I'm going to get this guy set on the other side. So he is ready to rock. Make sure he's snugged up real tight. And I'm just going to crimp right in there. Okay, So I gotta get gravity involved. I want to make sure there's no slack in here. Where are you going? Come back here, you. My beadin's trying to run away here. Alright. So, I'm going to go through the crimp bead and through a couple of beads here. I'm just going to pull that down. And I am going to leave a little bit of room because we are going to put a crimp cover on this. In addition to the crimp cover, we also need a little bit of space to move around in. So I am going to leave a little bit of space here. Let me go ahead and crimp. Okay, crimp looks good. Trim that off. Put bead cover on this side now. She's looking pretty good. All right. Oh, no way. Okay, so there is our first little necklace. Cute, right? Super cute. It's very little and dainty. It's got the back toggle. Let's give her a measure with everything on there. I better keep it closed. With everything on there, we've got 18, 19, basically. 18, pretty much. 18, so there we go. Cute. I like it. So that is our first one. And then our second one will be the front toggle necklace. Okay? So there we go. So before I move into the second one, I'm going to go ahead and get it set up on the mat. I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're going to start in on our second necklace here. Excuse me. And this one is going to be a front toggle necklace. Just going to get these ready to go here. Excuse me. These little dyed agates are so cute. I love them. Alrighty, so we are going to need to attach this to our front toggle. So basically, it's kind of the same process. We're just doing it backwards. Doing it backwards. But I do really like a front toggle necklace. I'm using this 8mm oval jump ring from Vintage. It's like a twisted jump ring. And I'm just going to put that on there. And it looks like, to give her a little half twist. Alright, easy peasy. Now, I am probably, same with the other situation, going to have to add some kind of spacers of some sorts. I do have these, I guess. Little metals. You could use, you know, more seed beads, crystals, whatever you want to use, but I just have these handy, so I'm going to go ahead and use those. And we are going to use the fine soft flex. And get a little piece of this. Alrighty. Oh, crib bead. Crib bead, crib bead. Looks good. Alright, and then what I'm going to do, basically, I'm going to start here. And I'm going to start stringing these on. And I think what I'll do is I'll put on so we're just going to be going like this, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a certain number of spacers, and then I'll have a like a blank space, and then I'll have a certain number of spacers on this side. So in essence, we're just going to string that up. Okay. Okay, so what I have here is I have 15 spacers and 15 beads. So to make sure that I get the same amount on the other side, I'm going to count out 15. It's a little bit wonky. So there's 15 beads. And there's 15 spacers. So now what I can do is just string the rest of these on until they are gone. Alright, and here we are down at the end. So we've got our 15 beads and our 15 spacers on this side here. And then I got my crimp bead on there. And am I going to, I'll just crimp right onto here. I'm just going to crimp it. I do want to get gravity involved because I don't want it to be so tight that it's not comfortable to wear. Beads to move around. So I will leave a little smidge of slack here. And do the crimp. Crimp looks good. And now we have front toggle. Which I think is very cute. Quite honestly, I like the front toggle better than I like the back toggle, but that's just me. I've always been a front toggle person. So here is this one, and here is the other one. And there we go. Yeah. Alrighty. So this is what they look like completed. And here is the little drawing. I think that we did pretty good as far as everything goes. I think these little lapises are cute as little tiny pendants. Excuse me. So yeah, if I had to pick one though, I think I like this one better. It's a little more my style with the front toggle and the darker beads, but I do like both. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, please make sure to give a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, all the YouTube-y things. And I will be back for another installment. We have quite a few videos to go in this mini-series, so I hope I'll see you guys again. I hope you're all having a lovely, spectacular, amazing weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!